welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. So happy to have you here today. Today's reading is a 2026 yearly overview for the water sign Cancer. Cancer, I hope that you are doing well. So we're going to be doing the yearly overview where I pull 2 cards, so 1 card plus a clarifier for each month of the year. I'll be using the Muse Tarot deck by Chris Ann and the Pride Tarot deck. And it just gives us an idea of the energies coming in each month for you. Just a reminder, these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate. I do also encourage you to watch not just your sun sign reading, but your moon and rising. I've noticed that, there are a lot of very similar messages coming through. So it might be that in one of, if you're in your moon or rising video, there might be additional messages that might be helpful for you. So do watch those. And if you do enjoy the reading today, please consider giving the video a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate that. You can also, subscribe to the channel. That way you will be notified when I do upload new content. And I usually post monthly readings on here, plus obviously special readings like this end of year one. If you're looking for more regular content, shorter, like daily content, weekly, mid-monthly, you can find all of that over on TikTok. I'm at Changing Phases Tarot on TikTok. All right, so let's get started. I have been shuffling off camera and meditating on your sign, but let's go ahead and get a few shuffles in. So energies for Cancer for 2026. What does Cancer need to know? Messages coming through for Cancer for 2026. Okay, we'll keep those, even though there's more than one card, but we'll keep those out. Like that. Divide our deck. And here we go. So we'll start off with putting these that came out. So I'll just put them in the order that they came out here. So January, February, March. Might need to move my candle up just a little bit. April, May, June, second half of the year, July, August, September, October, November, December. At the bottom of the deck, overall energy for the year. The Knight of Emotions. This would be the Knight of Cups. So we will talk about this in a second. Let me go ahead and get the clarifiers down as well. So, Spirit, additional messages for Cancer. What else does Cancer need to know for 2026? Additional messages for the water sign Cancer. Messages for Cancer for 2026. Okay, and I'll do the same. I'll put the clarifier, one for each month. And second half of the year as well. And then bottom of the deck, overall energy. Wow, you have the Page of Pentacles. So, overall energy for the year then. The Knight of Emotions clarified by the Page of Pentacles. So Knight of Emotions could be you showing up here, right, very strongly in your own energy this year. Obviously, you are a water sign. Could be a fellow water sign, so either a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. And typically, this is, the knight in shining armor, so the sort of coming in with the offer of love. For some of you, there could be a focus on love this year, right, but this offer is the overall energy. For others, if this is an offer coming in, it could be one that, if it is on, say, the work front or other areas of your life, that it's an offer that brings in great joy, right? Great emotional fulfillment for you. So, and it, with it being clarified by this Page of Pentacles, yeah, again, it could be on the side of relationships, but with it being clarified by Pentacles, which is earth energy, has to do with the work that we do, the money that we earn. And the page, pages in the tarot, they bring in news about something, in this case, news of a job offer or a new way for you to make money, can sometimes be sort of a lump sum of money coming in. But yeah, there's this marrying here or coming together of like physical, so the money, but you know, the job with something that's going to make you happy. So it could be a job offer that brings you great joy. All right, starting off in January, you have the Four of Materials, or the Four of Pentacles, and what's clarifying it is the Knight of Wands. So Four of Pentacles, oftentimes referred to as the Miser card. Obviously, in this deck, we have a very different depiction of it. But it has to do with, you know, you're focused on your finances, and yes, well, that's great. You know, fours in the tarot represent stability, so it's great that they're you're, you know, seeking this financial stability in your life. But you know, they're on sort of the cautionary side. The message of the Four of Pentacles is to, you know, not focus so much on, you know, on not wanting to lose out, or, you know, not letting the whatever you have been able to accrue in life or save, not letting that get away from you. So, you know, it's good to have like this solid foundation and checking in on your finances. But, you know, you need to kind of let go of trying to control absolutely everything, right? So yeah, thinking about the future, building for the future. And it's, you know, clarified by this Knight of Wands, which could be a person. If so, this would typically be a fire sign individual, so Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. And, you know, knights, they go off on quests, like I was saying with this Knight of Cups and the overall energy, bring back offers. In the case of the Knight of Wands, this could be a new job offer. The Suit of Wands deals with the work that we do. It's our you know, business ventures, creative projects and endeavors. So it could be yeah, focus on like setting that or establishing that strong financial foundation based on this new opportunity that's coming in, this new, you know, career opportunity or way for you to make money. We have in the month of February, the Two of Emotions, or Two of Cups, and the Five of Swords. So Two of Cups is the minor arcana version of the Lover's card. Can be a soulmate connection. So, you know, going back to the overall energy of the Knight of Emotions, for some of you, that could be, sorry, all of a sudden started coughing or have a tickly throat. For some of you, you could have a soulmate connection coming in, very significant for you this year. You know, and the soulmate, it can be, we can have many different soulmates in our lifetime. This obviously can be romantic in nature, doesn't necessarily have to be. Soulmates can come in as, you know, as work colleagues, as friends, but it's that deep, you know, past life soul connection with somebody else. It can also be you and your higher self as well, but, you know, possibly a relationship coming in here. And, you know, the clarifying energy of the Five of Swords, this can be, well, it can have to do with, you know, winning a battle, but kind of at what cost, you know, winning at all cost, needing to, you know, be careful who you end up hurting in the process. So there could be with this new relationship, you know, a need to be careful as far as, you know, well, with your words. The Suit of Swords itself, it has, you know, it's linked to thoughts and words, communication. So there could be this, you know, need to kind of temper your words, or not, you know, not say, or be careful about not saying anything that would maybe jeopardize or, you know, harm or negatively impact whatever this soulmate, potential soulmate relationship is. It can also have to do with, you know, this Five of Swords. It can have to do with sort of the opposite, as far as like extending an olive branch to somebody, right? And like focusing on what's really important. So you being the person to extend the olive branch if there has been some type of, you know, battle or disagreement. Yeah, you're the one that that kind of tries to make amends with the other person. Interesting. All right, we'll keep going. In the month of March, we have the Five of Materials, so the Five of Pentacles, and it's being clarified by the Knight of Pentacles. So fives in the tarot, they are there are energies of change, right? There's five of materials in the traditional tarot. It has, people outside sort of walking in the cold, feeling this lack mentality, feeling as though you're out in the cold, lacking materially speaking, right? So not having enough financial sort of resources, but the like the cautionary message, or the what you need to focus on with the five of materials is that there is always help available. So it's not, no matter how difficult a situation might be, you can ask for help, and it's being clarified by this offer coming in. So I feel that there are a number of different cards that represent this offer, that some type of offer coming in for you this year, especially in the first few months of the year. And I think that this offer is going to really change a lot of aspects of your life. Not just improve your finances, but could potentially affect, say, your relationships, or like your living situation. I think that it's going to be a very big change for you. In the month of April, we have the World, Cosmos. So this is the last of the Major Arcana, number 21, and it's clarified by the Hermit, Major Arcana number 9. So 2 Major Arcanas coming out. Now, the World is the last of the Major Arcanas, and it represents the end of a particularly long chapter in your life. So closing out one chapter, and then, allowing for the space for this new chapter to begin. After the World would go back around to the 0 of the Major Arcana, which is the Fool card, brand new beginnings, new cycles. So new cycles, endings, and new beginnings, clarified by the Hermit, which, the Hermit is a very spiritual card. It also, it's the person kind of going out into the wilderness, or up into the mountain, in search of this spiritual, sort of on a spiritual quest, taking time out, right, to reflect, to go within. They're only guided by this card. Obviously, the depiction is quite different, but guided by this lantern, with this light in it, only, which represents their sort of inner their inner light, that inner knowing, their intuition. So you're being guided, right, as you move through this, whatever this ending and new beginning is. You're being guided, and especially to listen to your intuition, right? Pay attention to signs, synchronicities, that inner knowing. That's going to definitely be important in the month of April. May comes in with similar energies, right? We have 2 of material. So again, a focus on your finances, clarified by the Ace of Cups. So new beginnings, could be a new relationship, could be news of a pregnancy, birth of a child. Ace of Cups can also be similar to what I was saying with this Knight of Cups. If it's a new offer, say it's a new job offer, it's one that's going to not just pay the bills, but bring you happiness. So it's kind of repeated messages in the cards so far. It's 2 of materials, a 2 of Pentacles. It's a card of balance. This can be juggling your finances. It can be balancing different areas of your life. So balancing your home with your work, your work with your leisure. It can be balancing 2 jobs. Actually balancing, so trying to kind of make ends meet, holding off on paying one bill to pay another, that type of thing. Or it could just be balance coming in, balance being restored as far as your work situation goes, your finances go. And I think it has to do with whatever this new thing is that's coming in, which is, it's, it shows up, right? It shows up in the first month. There's this new offer. There's a coming in the month 3, we see it repeated. This beginning in month 4, we see it again in month 5 with this Ace of Cups. So interesting. As you get to the midpoint of the year, the month of June, you have the Queen of Inspiration, Queen of Wands, and it's clarified by the 7 of Cups. So Queen of Wands could be a person that's playing a significant role in your life that month. If so, she would typically be an older fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Could be a mother figure, your own mother, mother of your children. Could be you taking on the energy of this Queen of Wands, right? She is very dynamic, very fiery, obviously, as it's the suit of fire. She's very good if you're starting up, a new business venture or beginning a new project. She's a great energy to have. She's very good at multitasking. She's also very beautiful, much like you can see on the cards, a very beautiful woman. So, very alluring. Could be you just standing out, sort of people really noticing your outer appearance, your physical appearance. You might be focusing on your physical appearance more this month. And it's clarified by the Seven of Cups, which is a card that speaks of, needing to focus your attention on one particular cup, just like you had the Ace of Cups in the previous month, in order to bring it down and manifest it and make that reality. Because as it is, you can see that the person is sort of thinking about, right, there's all of these different cups here, and they're imagining what each cup might represent in their life, what it might bring into their lives, but until they actually grab one of the cups and bring it down into reality, they're all just kind of dreams, pie in the sky. So a need to focus, right, to bring one of these cups down, and once you do, then I think that's when things are really going to start taking off for you in the year. Moving to July, month of July, you have the 10 of Inspirations. This is the 10 of Wands, clarified by the 7 of Wands. So 10 of Wands is an ending, right? Just like I was saying with the other 10, or I was saying with the World, that's an ending. 10s in the Tarot, they represent endings that give way to new beginnings. So this 10 of Wands ends one cycle. It would, revert back to the Ace of Wands, which is a brand new beginning. So a brand new spark of creativity or job offer coming in. So a new beginning coming in. But first, there has to be this, ending. And so the 10 of Wands is it's a tiring energy, right? She's, she has been working long and hard at something. And, within the workplace, she might have been doing her own job, other people's jobs, right? Taking on extra responsibilities. And while she was carrying just one wand or two wands, that was fine, but by the time you get to 10, it's like she's very tired, right? And she's tired. She just wants to put down all of the wands, and she wants to, to be able to rest and to kind of lighten her load. So you're nearly there. So I feel that there's, you're nearing a completion in the month of July, and what could help it is you just standing your ground. The 7 of Wands, it's, possibly needing to defend your point of view, defend yourself. Could be related to your choice to, relate your choice regarding whatever this new thing is. So if you, going back to the 2 of Materials, it might be choosing between two jobs. This is you like defending your, why you decided to go one way, or why you decided to stay in a job, why you decided to head in a new direction and go with the new job offer. So needing to defend yourself there. What is going to lead to in the month of August, beautiful. We have the 10 of Emotions. This is the 10 of Cups, the ultimate in, right? So 10s are endings. They can also be like culminations, like the ultimate in something. In this case, the ultimate in emotional bliss, fulfillment, happiness, joy. It's like the happily ever after card. And it's clarified by the Star, which is Major Arcana number 17, associated with the air sign of Aquarius. So wish fulfillment, right? Setting your intentions, putting them out into the universe, and then trusting that the universe will provide, right? Wish upon a star, manifestation, wishes coming true. So it's a month of wish fulfillment and happiness and bliss coming into August. Month of September, we have, yeah, so I've mentioned the 4. So we had the World with the ending up in April. Well, here, by the time we get to September, there's this new beginning. So again, new things coming in. We have the Knight of Voices or Knight of Swords. Okay, could be a person. If so, would typically be more of a middle-aged air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. But, Knights, like I mentioned, they bring in offers. In this case, it's more about like news that they bring in, information, because the Suit of Swords, it has to do with communication. It's our thoughts, right? How we get our thoughts and ideas across to other people. So, and it's usually quite fast-paced, right? Out of the Knights, the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Wands, they're the fastest-paced Knights. So fast-paced news, right? Things coming in quickly. Sometimes when this Knight of Swords shows up, there's a need to move quickly on something. So, you know, if you are, or if you do receive some type of offer, you need to move quite quickly to accept it. And we have it clarified by the Fool, which I mentioned, right? The world ends, brings in, goes back around to the 0, which is the Fool card. So new beginning. So again, offers, possibly some type of, you know, timing involved, or time restricted offer, and then new beginnings coming in. In October, we have the Muse of Materials. This would be the King of Pentacles, right? In this deck, the king, there is no king. The king is called the Muse, because the whole deck is called the Muse Tarot. So it's the King of Pentacles. He is like King Midas. Everything he touches turns to gold. So it's, you know, it's financial stability, abundance. He's very good at earning money, holding on to his money. So very strong focus here on your finances, career, right? And we have the clarifier is the 9 of Wands, which is oftentimes referred to as the Wounded Warrior card. And it's the one that comes, you know, one before the 10 of Wands, which you had over here earlier in the spread. But it's like you're nearly at the end of a cycle. There might be one last thing you have to face, one last obstacle that you have to, you know, get through before reaching the end. So, you know, this is definite concentration, focus on finances, career, but there might be one last thing that you have to do or have to complete before this new thing is able to get going. We have the Page of Inspiration, or Page of Wands, for the month of November, and it's clarified by the Queen of Wands. So Queen of Wands is a repeater. We had her in month 6, and the Page of Wands, I feel like we had the Page of Wands. I feel like there are a number of repeating cards. No, we had the Knight of Wands, not the Page. Okay. So the Page of Wands, it's, you know, similar to what I said with this Knight. Pages, they bring in news. So this is news about a new job offer, right? News about a new project, creative endeavor, a new, you know, new way for you to make money, a new startup. It's also like you can see she has all this creative, you know, energy floating above. So it might be a period of great creativity for you, right? You might really be kind of getting downloads. If you are an artist, you might be receiving these downloads of creativity coming through. But you know, a spark of something new. If it's a relationship, it's, you know, it's very exciting. It's like the beginning phases of it. If this is to do with your, again, your career, there's news coming in, right? And yeah, I think that you are just going to really you know, go for it, like charge full steam ahead with the Queen of Wands showing up again. You end the year, December, with the Major Arcana number 11, Justice, associated with Libra, right? And it is clarified by the Page of Cups. So this is karmic justice being served. So by the end of the year, you know, the scales of justice have been, you know, they're balanced. If you have found yourself on sort of the one side of the scales, feeling that things hadn't gone your way or you weren't treated fairly, you know, something happens here that it sort of evens out the scales of justice. So things do go your way. If you have any type of legal proceedings, this is, you know, the ruling going in your favor. So it was a very positive energy. And, you know, it's clarified by this news about an offer coming in, this Page of Cups. So news about a new love connection, news about if it is a job or, you know, project, creative endeavor, is one that's going to make you very happy, with it being cups. So similar to what I was saying back here with the Knight of Cups. Page of Cups, it's like, it can be kind of unexpected. Can also be news of a, you know, pregnancy, birth of a child. But there's, yeah, I think that there's happiness and satisfaction coming in with whatever this balancing out of the scales of justice. So Just key words for the year for you here, or key themes that seem to be coming through. And these are very similar to other signs, but new beginnings, a number of new beginnings, offers coming in. Could be, depending on your situation, could be new love offers, could be new job offers, right? Career related, but definitely offers coming in, and great emotional happening, like great fulfillment with the Star card, the 10 of Cups showing up. It looks like a very positive year for you. So I do hope that the messages have helped. Thank you for joining me again. I look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful 2026. Bye for now, Cancer.